What would you do if the desert turned against you? If the vast ocean swallowed your only hope? If you were stranded in space or pinned in the wilderness? Today, we dive into 5 incredible stories of people who survived the impossible. You won't believe how these survivors overcame the ultimate tests of human endurance, facing dehydration, starvation, extreme elements, and even their own breaking points. Get ready to be amazed by their courage, their resilience, and their sheer will to live. So stay with us until the very end. The Sahara Desert, a place of stark beauty, unforgiving heat, and unimaginable danger. That's exactly what happened to Mauro Prosperi. In 1994, Mauro was competing in the Marathon des Sables. A fierce sandstorm engulfed him, blinding him and ripping him away from the course. Disoriented and alone, Mauro found himself adrift in a sea of sand. His rescue, after 9 days of unimaginable hardship, was nothing short of miraculous. Mauro Prosperi's story is a powerful testament to the indomitable spirit of survival. From the searing heat of the Sahara, we blast off to the cold, unforgiving vacuum of space. This is the story of Apollo 13, a mission that should have been a triumphant journey to the moon, but instead became a desperate fight for survival. Astronauts Jim Lovell, Fred Hayes, and Jack Swigert were over 200,000 miles from Earth when disaster struck. An explosion ripped through their spacecraft, crippling their oxygen supply and leaving them stranded in the vast emptiness of space. But panic wouldn't get them home. This was a moment for cool heads and calculated action. The world watched as these brave astronauts, aided by the brilliant minds at Mission Control in Houston, transformed their lunar module into a makeshift lifeboat. They rationed their resources, battled freezing temperatures, and improvised repairs with every scrap of material they could find. Their journey back to Earth was a nail-biting testament to human courage and ingenuity. The world erupted in celebration as the Apollo 13 crew splashed down safely in the Pacific Ocean. The rugged beauty of Blue John Canyon in Utah holds a dark secret. It was here that Aaron Ralston, an experienced climber and adventurer, faced a life-or-death situation that would test the very limits of human endurance. Aaron was canyoning alone when a dislodged boulder shifted, pinning his right arm against the canyon wall, trapped, alone, facing his own mortality. Days turned into nights as Aaron desperately tried to free himself. He chipped away at the rock with his only tool, a cheap multi-tool knife. Dehydration set in. Hallucinations began to cloud his mind. Aaron was faced with an unimaginable choice: stay and die, or take a drastic measure to survive. In a moment of sheer desperation and incredible courage, Aaron Ralston made the agonizing decision to amputate his own arm, using that dull, flimsy knife to cut himself free. Freed from the rock, but weakened and lightheaded, Aaron rappelled down a 65-foot cliff and hiked for miles before he was rescued. Aaron Ralston's story is not just about survival, it's about the extraordinary strength that lies dormant within us all. Imagine this. You're 17 years old, strapped into your seat on a plane, flying over the Amazon rainforest. Then, the unthinkable happens. The plane is engulfed in a raging thunderstorm, ripped apart in mid-air. You're thrown from the wreckage, plummeting 10,000 feet, strapped to your seat, into the heart of the jungle. That's the true story of Julianne Koepke. Julianne was the sole survivor of that horrific plane crash. She awoke on the jungle floor, battered, bruised, but miraculously alive. She was alone, injured, and surrounded by the dense, unforgiving wilderness of the Amazon. Armed with her parents' knowledge and an unyielding will to live, she began her fight for survival. She scavenged for food, surviving on a small bag of candy she found amidst the wreckage. She battled through the undergrowth, navigating by the sun and the flow of the rivers. For 11 long days and nights, Julianne Koepke fought her way through the Amazon until she stumbled upon a small group of loggers. Julianne's story is a testament to the power of knowledge, the resilience of the human spirit, and the unwavering belief that even in the darkest of circumstances, survival is possible. The year is 1914. Sir Ernest Shackleton and his crew set sail for Antarctica. But the icy grip of the Antarctic had other plans. The ship became trapped and crushed by the relentless ice. Stranded, with supplies dwindling, Shackleton and his men faced a fight for survival. Shackleton rallied his crew, instilling hope and purpose. They made a daring escape in lifeboats to Elephant Island. Shackleton and 5 men journeyed 800 miles to South Georgia Island for help. Against all odds, they succeeded and rescued every man. From the scorching heat of the Sahara to the freezing winds of Antarctica, these stories prove one thing: human survival knows no limits. Whether you're trapped in space or lost in the jungle, it's the will to live that keeps you going. These survivors face their fears, pushed their bodies and minds beyond their limits, and emerged from the depths of despair with tales that will forever inspire. They remind us that within each of us lies a wellspring of strength, of resilience, of sheer determination that can help us overcome even the most challenging obstacles. Subscribe now for more unbelievable tales of endurance, and join us next time for even more extreme stories of survival.